We are QOTD, and you are watching the Thursday Big Show. QOTD is the question of the day show, the only game show that lets you be on the air. And you can join us right here on the air in the show by recording your own video answers to our awesome daily questions. So it's Thursday. So we've gone through the whole week. Each day had its own question of the day. You guys have done some pretty amazing answers. And so I'm pretty excited to see which ones you voted as being the best. So 7 days in a week, we've had 7 questions, and so we will go through each of the 7 questions and your favorite answers till we finally pick the very best, the champion of the week. I'm always excited. I love this time of week. This is my favorite show of the week. The only bad thing, JJ, is that Reid and Trish are AWOL today for whatever reason. Man, wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a good time. Leaving me and JJ with all the work. All the fun stuff.
Like you said, it's our favorite show of the week. For me, it's like Christmas. So I couldn't. If there's a time to not be here, we get to have all the fun. We get to gobble it up.
Yeah, you guys. And if you give me a rabbit's foot, I'll let you be on the air too. Hey, but for everybody who out there, like, no kidding around, this is a chance to be on the air. If you go and you click on the links that are in the chat, that'll take you to the record page where you can record your very own answers and be on the air with us. You guys are the stars of our show, and so we appreciate everybody who has chosen to watch, answer, vote, and send stars. So with all that being said, JJ, what was this week all about?
Yes, so we do have a theme for this week, and the theme is skills and thrills. So we're touching on both the things that we would want to have in life skill-wise, whether that's certain skills or maybe the ability to be able to practice certain skills, the opportunities to do what we want to do. And then we're also talking about thrills in time, thrills in space, thrills that we want to take part in. So it's kind of a broad theme, but there's a lot of really good questions.
So we're talking superpowers.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we're talking like a little Marvel, a little DC, little sci-fi. That's what I want.
Oh yeah, actually that's a good way of putting it. Superpowers, we're touching on like time travel superpowers. We're touching on superpowers we wish we developed. We're touching on superpowers we want to pass down if we had them.
Yeah, I get it. Well, shoot, let's stop talking about it and let's start talking about it, right? Let's go into those first questions.
Yes, let's do it. First question coming up. Ooh, if you were a celebrity kid, who would you want your parents to be?
Oh, that is super interesting. So now is your chance to record. By the way, there is a link in the chat where you can record your own answer, but I'm like pondering this question. This is not one that I have answered because I'm really like not celebrity focused. But if I had to be, I would want my parents to be the smartest celebrities. I want to go with like Albert Einstein and like who's another really smart celebrity? How about that guy who does the Mint commercials? You know, Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, he's super smart. So I want Ryan Reynolds plus Albert Einstein. I want that to be my parents.
Oh, that's a real... That's a very adventurous couple, but I can see it. You know, both of them are very funny people too. So, you know, you'll have an even better sense of humor than you already have.
Ryan Reynolds, is he from New Jersey too? Because, you know, Einstein lived in New Jersey for a while. Right, and yet it's something else special about New Jersey.
Add it to the list. Another one, thank you. It looks like we have some answers coming in from fans, so let's see if they any of the answers reflect yours, and if they share any of your parents. I hope so.
I choose Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart because I want to be a filmmaker, and you know I could choose Martin Scorsese or like Steven Spielberg, but I probably wouldn't get along with them. You know, we'd probably bicker. But Dwayne Johnson, I could chill with that guy. I could chill with Kevin Hart. Oh yeah. Me and my gay parents. That'd be chill.
The Rock shows up in like every question. I love it.
To be honest, I don't know what nepotism is, but I would love for Ariana Grande to be my mom.
That's kind of the long and short of it, actually. You got it pretty square on.
My parents would be Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, without hesitation. You're basically guaranteed to be attractive unless you get that 1 in 100 chance that you're not, and that is what it is. but you could even be in Marvel movies at some point. You get cool parents. You're not going to be named North or Chicago. So how could you not pick these two?
There we go.
Chicago. I love it.
Hey, sometimes the real ones are good.
I think if I had to choose, I would choose Will and Jada Smith. I think they're super cool. They're misunderstood, super controversial, and they just seem like cool parents. They seem like they don't always go with the norm, and their kids seem not weird, but very cool. Weird and cool at the same time. And yeah, they just seem like they'll be just fun to hang with. I could talk to if they were my parents. They seem relatable. They just seem fun to be with. Even though they would be my parents, I think I would want to hang with them. So yeah, I think I would choose Will and Jada Smith. They seem fun.
Just don't talk smack about mom, or you'd be in big trouble.
Yeah, no.
If
Really
I were a nepotism baby, who would my parents be? Hopefully, if I was put into that life, my dad would be Joe Rogan. I don't even know who his wife is, but I want Joe Rogan to be my dad. Because we're going to get up some serious dumb things. And just, I'm assuming we're going to shoot things, or I don't even know, jump out of planes, talk deep about things, talk about absolute rubbish. I think it'd be good fun. So I'm going for the Rogan family.
I don't think, is he famous for jumping out of airplanes, or just talking?
Easy, because I think about this way too much. If I were a nepotism baby, my parents would be Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. Because they are like such a powerhouse couple. They have unlimited money. And you could literally get into any entertainment industry you wanted to with those as your parents. Like, they produce music, movies, television, they have charities, like they do everything. And everyone knows them, and like, they also seem really nice. So yeah, Justin Timberlake, Jessica Biel, so that I could be a movie star or a musician without really even having to be talented. I could just do it because my parents do it.
Yeah, but you'd be talented if they were your parents, I think. He's an impressive person. I don't know her very well. Well, everybody, speaking of impressive people, to all of you out there, it's time to vote. So you can use the link in the chat if you're on YouTube, which will open up a voting page, and that will enable you to vote for one of these people. Whoever gets the most votes is going to go to the finals. How exciting is that? Ultimately, they're all good answers, but there can only be one. It's like the movie The Highlander. So I'm gonna open up my browser.
Oh yeah,
and I'm gonna go in. I'm not gonna vote. I don't think I should vote, but I am gonna look and see what all the voting is. What's going on?
Ooh, you have a behind the scenes scoop on who's winning.
I do, and I didn't do it myself. I was like born into it. My parents are very good at behind the scenes stuff.
Oh,
Becca. So
Ariana
Becca's going to the
Grande.
finals. Yeah, I think it was a good answer.
Yeah, I would agree.
Loves her. She also shows up in a lot of answers. But being a celebrity parent is also kind of a burden, right? Because your parents are so accomplished, and so where are you going to go, right? You're going to have to do something amazing, and it's really hard to like knock it out of the park 2 generations in a row. So I think that a lot of these celebrity kids gotta end up in some like serious like trouble, or certainly getting the assistance that they would require, having that burden on their shoulders. That's what I think.
That's a good point. Well, I feel like it definitely helps that Ariana is known for being a very good singer, like angelic voice. So I feel like the talent, some of that at least has to pass down, which is going to make it a lot easier to, make a name for yourself. Got to get those good genetics.
Nancy Sinatra, Frank Sinatra.
Precisely, exactly.
Yeah,
Francis Ford Coppola, Sofia Coppola.
Really? If you say so.
Well, I think we can. Congratulations, Becca, on making it to the finals. I think we can move on to the next question to see what else we have in store for today.
This is our denouement scene.
Yes. Oh, your last day. If today were your last day on Earth, how would you spend the day?
See, and this question is really about like, what is a valuable way to spend your life, right? What do you want to do every day? If today was your last day, would you look back and say, oh my God, I can't believe I wasted all this time? So the last day, whether it's going to be doing exciting bucket list type things, or whether it's going to be spending meaningful time with people that you love, or maybe like making some like last final like gift to humanity, whatever it is you're going to be doing then, it's like maybe tomorrow, maybe this afternoon you should be doing that as well. But this is a good place to, like, it's like a thought piece. This is how we begin, is by imagining some, what's the word? We are imagining some like edge case. And then we go from there back to, you know, what is the day-to-day really supposed to be for you? Last day.
Boom. Couldn't have said it better. Although, to be fair, a lot of the stuff people are saving because it's like, it's hard to go skydiving every day or like go to an amusement park every day. So that's the other part of it, is just like, what stuff have you always wanted to do? But then it's like, but you could do it, like, you could be planning that stuff now. You could be making it happen now.
What if you get abducted by aliens like tomorrow and you didn't get to go to the theme park, right? So that's why you should be doing it tomorrow. But I digress. I want to hear what the fans have to say, and then I will provide my ill-informed commentary.
Same here. Well, we have some answers coming in, luckily, so let's see what they say.
All day in the mountains in Montana with my family and my baby girl.
Sweet.
You know what? That sounds like Saturday.
Today was my last day on Earth. I'll probably spend it with my mom and my little brother and my girlfriend. Why? Mainly because at the end of the day, your loved ones, it's what really matters. And yeah, that'll be awesome.
I'm texting my loved ones right now.
Oh, me too. Gotta have those.
If today was my last day on Earth, I would spend it at Disney World. I would spend every last dime I have at Disney World. I love Disney World, and I haven't been there since I was in high school, so I would definitely spend my day there. And I think it would be awesome. So.
But seriously, what do you think of the Magic Kingdom?
I don't think I've been recent enough to remember it.
If it were my last day on Earth, I would just be spending all of my time with my family. I would literally just be hugging them and cuddling them nonstop and just talking about our favorite memories and our favorite experiences together. I would just be trying to soak up as much time as possible with the people that matter to me the most.
I hope my daughters are watching. This is, you know, good attitude.
If today was my last day on Earth, I'd probably do everything I wish I could do right now and not worry about it. Like, I'd probably go skydiving. I'd probably reach out to all my family and just talk with them, be with my friends.
So she does make a case, which is that we got stuff we got to do every day.
If today was my last day on Earth, I would 100% spend it with my friends and family, and we definitely do something fun, like go to an amusement park like Disney World or Six Flags, just to have like the best memories possible as my last day on Earth.
Another amusement park answer.
Another Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of family with this question. I like it.
It makes sense, though. But everybody, it's time for us to vote. So you should click on the blue buttons that are across the bottom of your screen and send one of these people to the final round. If you are on YouTube or on Twitch, there's no buttons that you can click on the bottom of your screen. So use the link in the chat that you can click on, which will open up a voting page. And enable you to tell us which one of these are your favorite. Becca, right? Neva, Kool-Aid, you know, who is it going to be? Somebody who's maybe speaking about family or about bucket list type things or some wild, great adventure. Who spoke to you? Yeah, I think there's a lot to think about here. The different answers. And Lauren kind of made me eat my words. Yeah, Disney, baby.
Oh, yeah, the magical kingdom.
Yes. So I haven't been in a while. I haven't been... It's got to be 20 years, but it was fun. It was fun. And by the way, if you stay in the hotel on the park, you can actually get cocktails and then like take the monorail right out to a ride. So that's like an inside trick for people who are like in the know, you know. But yeah, no, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, I feel like I also haven't been in, honestly, probably the same amount of time. I think I went when I was like 5. But I feel like I'm due for another visit, and definitely knowing that hack with the hospital, hack with the hotel, I think now more than ever is the time to go back.
You don't think that's where Trish and Reid are, do you? That they went and they didn't invite us?
Oh.
Come on, guys. It's so uncool.
Yeah, leaving us out of it. Come on, we're fun people. Well, I mean, if they are, then have fun and let us know how it is.
She does have a cat named Mickey.
The clue was there all along.
All right, so let's say we rattle on ahead.
Yes, let's do it. Congratulations, Danielle. You're making it to the finals. Let's see what the next question has in store for us. Ooh, would you rather go on a space expedition or a sea expedition? Or a submarine expedition, sorry.
Yes, adventure, right? Which is the adventure that would be best for you, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I remember we dissected this one quite a bit in the announcement, getting both sides of it, so.
So it's terrifying versus wouldn't it be cool, right? That's the trade-off that we're doing right here. Do you want to die from being very wet or from being very cold and, and not having any oxygen, I suppose, is the other way to go. And also, I guess that you would also kind of take into account, like, where are you most likely to die? Recently there've been like some terrible fatalities under the water, but not so much in space. But then again, not that many people go into space these days.
Good point. Yeah, no, I feel like just because of the sheer amount of people who go into the ocean, I guess it's that much more likely, but I would be curious about those statistics.
I guess we're not talking about those kind of people. We're talking about submarines.
Yes,
well,
exactly.
What do our friends out on the internet have to say about this question?
This I'm very curious about. Let's see. I will be keeping tallies on which side is getting more votes, so very excited.
Would you rather go on a space expedition or a submarine expedition? We're going to space on this one. I don't know if you've seen on YouTube. It's YouTube everywhere. There's megalodons are still alive. They're definitely still down in the deep, dark depths of the ocean because they're killing great whites. There's great whites dying. There's someone eating them, and they've got to be megalodons. So we're going to space.
Too much Sharknado.
The Meg 2 out in theaters now.
That's an easy one. I'd definitely rather go to space than on a submarine expedition, for sure. There is so much weird stuff going on down the bottom of that ocean. I have no care and no want in the world to know what is happening down there. Like that has no interest to me whatsoever. So send me up to space, please.
Don't you want to know about Megalodon and Sharknado and Kraken?
I'm terrified of the ocean. So going on a submarine expedition is a hard no for me. I don't like that I can't see my feet. I don't like it. It's creepy. Everything about it's creepy. So I would go on a space expedition before stepping anywhere near a freaking submarine. I don't necessarily think I would want to go to space because it seems scary to me. It seems really cool, but I would much rather float around in the air eating ice cream than to be surrounded by ocean. I don't like, no.
No.
But she does bring up a good point about the freeze-dried ice cream. Thank you for reminding us of that.
So I am not a good swimmer, and I already have anxiety when I'm like watching videos of people swimming or snorkeling or just on the ocean, period. So I'm going to say no to the submarine. Definitely take me into space because I'm already an alien. I feel like I can fly. And then, oh my God, can you imagine seeing all these galaxies that we now know are out there? Yeah, definitely space expedition for me.
Holy crow. That's 5.
Yeah. Well, 4.
Would you rather go in a space expedition or a submarine expedition? Me personally, I would choose space because just the fact that we don't really know much about space, even less than the ocean, and we only discovered about like 10% of the ocean, it's more fascinating, to explore space.
Interesting. It feels like people are using the unknown as a pro for space and a con for the
Put me on space, baby. Space expedition would be amazing, man, because it's something totally different than what we experience every day. I would love to see what space looks like, what's really going on up there with the Earth and all that stuff. Astronauts, man, put me up there. I would love to be on space, man. It would be a dream come true, and I would love to check it out.
Could you imagine being the first person to see the Earth from space, to look back at that beautiful picture that we've seen 1,000 times? If you were the first person, you couldn't even imagine it.
Yeah, no.
Well, there was a lot of space in here. So you should be voting now, my friends, and you should be voting for the answer that you thought was the best answer, the one that entertained you, the one that was most inspiring, the one that you agree with, except they all agree with each other, so maybe that one's less important this time. But there is a link in the chat that if you click on it, will open up the voting page, and then you get to vote. So, let's hear it. When you first open up that page, by the way, it takes a second because there's a little welcome message that pops up, but just give it a couple of seconds, right? Your votes determine who is going to be in the finals. So, stick with it. Think how long you're going to have to train before you go to space.
Exactly. Good point.
Ishak.
Yes, taking the explorative route.
Yeah. I think that it's better to act from your desire for adventure and your sort of deep curiosity like Mishak does it, than all the people who are acting from fear. They're like, oh no, I got to go to space because I hate the ocean because I can't see my feet, which I'm not going to go into. We talked about it in the announcement video. For those of you who don't see the announcement videos come out every night at midnight, and it tells everybody about the videos that are coming up. And you can get them in your inbox or your feed every day just by subscribing to us on YouTube or over at BeOnTheAir.com. That's how it happens.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But yeah, no, I think very funny that so many people talked about not being able to. Well, Becca specifically talked about not being able to see her feet when, you can still see it.
Well, especially if you're on a submarine, friends. Just saying.
Yes.
Unless you're wearing shoes, in which case you can't see your feet. So wear sandals on the submarine, and you'll be cool.
Exactly. Well, I think it's time for our next question. Congratulations, Mishak, again for making it to the finals, which are getting closer and closer with each question. And I think it's time for the next one. I don't remember. I think it's number 4. Ooh, if you could personally witness any moment in history, what would it be?
I've given this a lot of thought. This is one of the first questions that we ever came up with for the question of the day show, And so, yeah, I've given this some thought quite a bit. I want to go to ancient Rome. I'm like, because these guys, they were 1,000 years ahead of their time, right? Yeah. Like the Romans, they could build anything. They could do anything. They had real engineering in place, and they had, and there were other people at the time who also, had some decent engineering, or at least, during the period between there and 1000 AD. But they had the political cohesion so they could actually make stuff happen. And they built roads and laws and aqueducts and sewer pipes and flush toilets and electric light bulbs and I guess not that. But they were really, really impressive, and I just want to go and walk around Rome, in 70 AD.
I like it. That's a good point. So much of the modern day, including especially the thoughts, when those the big democracy, the nature of human beings, those were all coming about during that time. So that's a good point. I want to be there. Wasn't there the instance when someone defined a human as being featherless and with 2 legs, and so someone ran in with a featherless chicken and was behold a human? I want to be there for that specifically.
It sounds like Socrates. He sounds like the Greeks.
Yes, exactly.
That's their thing. The Romans were too busy building stuff. It was the Greeks, but they were more or less contemporaneous. Anyway, let's see whatever Sarah says. That's just me. Maybe somebody's going to do something much more exciting, like go to Ariana Grande's first concert or something. We'll see.
Yes, we have some answers coming in now, so let's see what history people want to see.
It would have to be a Beatles recording session, see how made their music, how they worked with each other, their workflow. It would be crazy to see them.
I wanna see your band. I wanna see your band.
If I could be a fly on the wall in any historical moment, I would be at the opening night of the original production of Les Mis in London. That would be where I wanted to be. I think that would make me die happy. I mean, the talent and the theatrics and just like the history of that, I think that would be really, really awesome.
There is a musical in the past. We can go and it will last.
Personally speaking, I would be most interested in the Bill Clinton impeachment, specifically the events leading up to the impeachment, because honestly, I mean, like, I want to know what really happened.
I was there, buddy. I was there. And let me tell I mean, I wasn't there, but, I remember the dress.
Given the opportunity to be a fly on the wall during any moment in history, I would choose the moment that LGBTQ marriage became legal in the United States.
And we were there.
We were.
That is exciting. We'll tell our grandchildren.
If I was a fly on the wall, I would have watched Da Vinci plate the Mona Lisa.
Just sit there, be like really quiet because you don't interrupt.
I would be a fly on the wall during the Rubber Soul recording sessions with the Beatles. It's my favorite Beatles album, and I do believe that the Beatles are the most influential and important musicians in modern music.
Overrated. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know which is on Rubber Soul and which is on Help and which is on Let It Be. I couldn't do that one. So my hats off to you, Spencer D. All right, everybody, it is time to vote. There are some big answers in here, and they're all so terribly different. So it really does require your vote in order for us to know which is the very best and who to send to the finals. So if you're on BeOnTheAir.com, you can click the blue buttons that are right across the bottom of your screen. And if you're on YouTube, let's just say, you can click the link in the chat, which will open up the voting screen, and then you can vote.
Yeah.
We put it to you, Internet. What is the moment in history that you would most like to witness?
Yes.
Especially if it's the Beatles.
I was going to say, especially if it's the Beatles.
Yeah, but people chose a lot of modern stuff. I was surprised.
Yeah, I was expecting like 1100s and before.
Yeah, exactly. Spencer, yeah, we went Beatles all the way today. Let it be.
Let it be Beatles. Let Spencer be the winner.
Yeah, so he did Whisper Words of Wisdom. You're not with me? You got to be a big Beatles fan. And then the funny thing about it is that, like, I'm not even a huge Beatles fan, but I know every word of every song because they're just so amazing and influential. You're so right, Spencer. I want to deny it, but you're right. So Spencer's going to the finals, and then we're going to have another round once we get to, go through all the questions of the day for the week, and then we will pick the best of the best, the winner, the winningest winner, let's just say.
Exactly. Yes, the very big occasion. You can be just as influential as the Beatles, maybe.
Oh, let it be.
Let it be. Well, I think we can move on to the next question. Congrats, Spencer, again. Moving right along. Keep the train going. Ooh, this is a new question, actually. What personality trait do you hope to pass on to your children?
And allow me to say, QOTD fans, is that the winner of this one is going to get $25 because it's the first time that we've posted this question. And if they win the whole show, $125. That's a real prize, friends. That's a real prize. So think carefully as you're voting or as you're recording. And I should add here that it is always possible for you to record by clicking on the record link. It's pinned to the top of the chat, maybe. It should be in the chat someplace. Nevertheless, when you click on that link and you open up BeOnTheAir.com, there's a big orange record button right underneath the 24-hour live game stream. And you can click on that and record your answers to this or to any of this week's other QOTD questions.
There you go.
Personality trait you hope to pass on. I've got a bunch of kids. I've already passed down personality traits to them. Who knows which one will get my wacky, torturous stuffness. I don't even know. I don't even know what my traits are.
Ooh,
Maybe I should take it. There's a test, right, that you can take to find out your personality traits.
Yeah, there's there's a lot of like personality like identifiers. Like there's astrology, there's the Myers-Briggs.
Oh, yeah, Myers-Briggs is the one I'm thinking of. I think I'm an S. I think that's what I was told. But I'm also an S in astrology because I'm a Sagittarius. Now it all makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's all coming together. That's funny. I have no clue what the astrology signs are, but whenever someone's like, "Oh, I'm such a Cancer," or "Oh, I'm such a Scorpio," I'm like, so true. Yes.
All right, well, let's see what the folks had to say.
Let's do it. Here they come. Their personalities are coming in.
Acceptance. Acceptance, big time. Because I think that is probably one of the biggest traits that can take you so far. If you don't judge people, about whatever they look like, whatever they smell like, what they're saying, just don't judge them. Acceptance, I think, is a huge, huge thing. And I hope that my kids know that that is one of the most important things to me, is accepting others.
I could go on and on about that. It's not just what it seems. It opens you up to learning from people and makes
My humor. I think I'm so funny. I'm the funniest person I know. And given I don't know a lot of people, but still I think that makes me like Will Ferrell level. Maybe it's delusion. It could be.
Totally. I agree.
You are hilarious. You're making me laugh.
What is a personality trait of yours that you hope to pass on to your children? Well, I say my personality trait is don't ever give up. Baby steps, face the direction you want to go, and focus. That's my trait. Keep going little by little by little by little by little by little. And you gotta get there. It might take a time, but you gotta get there. And have a plan B for when it all goes.
Never give up.
Never give up. Determination. That's a good answer.
Definitely, probably a sense of humor, only because we just need to be able to laugh. Not a lot of people do these days. There's always something going on. There's always troubles, especially when it comes to just anybody. They have 45 things going on in their mind at one time, and just anxiety is everywhere. We need to be able to enjoy ourselves and laugh. And if I were to pass on one thing to my children, I hope it would be a sense of humor and the ability to laugh.
Hear him. Life sucks, guys. You better laugh at it. That's what I'm telling my kids.
So I'm a traveler and I've lived in 5 different countries now, and I would love for my children to have that same desire to go see new countries, experience new cultures, learn new languages, and just feel safe in themselves enough where they feel comfortable to go out into the world and reinvent themselves every time they get to a new place and be able to make new friends everywhere they go.
Wow, London. So true.
A personality trait that I want to pass on to my children, I think, is that I like helping people quite a lot. It's a good thing and a downfall. I help absolutely everyone. I go out my way for it, even if I don't want to most of the time. And I think it's a good thing to have, even though it can get tiring.
Nothing enriches your life like service to others. Hey, I'm so in agreement, Kaylee. Guy, I love these answers. But we got to pick one because, I don't know, there can only be one because it's a game show, right? So click on the blue buttons that correlate to one of these people on the screen that you really loved, and we'll send them to the finals round. It's your votes that determine who is the big winner of the day. And if you're on YouTube or Twitch, there is a link in the chat that will teleport you directly to our site, and there you can vote on the voting page, and it counts.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, no, I agree with you. These are all really good, very different answers too. But I think we've run the gamut from like service to travel. I'm excited to see who the winner is. London, congratulations. You aren't just the winner of this round, but you're the winner of 25 Smackaroos USD, baby. So we'll be sending that to you. So yeah, keep your eyes out, folks, to all of the new answers as they show up, or the new questions as they show up. If you record your answer, then you too can be on the air, and you can qualify for a little something,
saying about? But can I just can you click to the next, to the We're Big screen?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there we are in the We're Big. So I gotta say that I thought Taylor was super funny.
I would agree.
Taylor, we want you on the air. Come on, why don't you come guest host with us?
That's the real prize. You get you owe $25 or co-hosting with some amazing people.
So this is another new question.
Yes, it is. It's what's something you procrastinate about and why?
I couldn't list all the things I procrastinated out within the 30 seconds allocated to my answer period when I tried to answer this one. I'm so bad. I'm Mr. Procrastinator.
Same here. It's just the stuff that I don't do and the stuff that I do instead. I'm like, what is up? I don't want to be the parent, but it's truly this thing. It's the phones.
We had a power outage this week and the TV wasn't running and I got so much done. I didn't even have like a computer or a laptop or anything, so I had no power. And it was like the most productive 24 hours of my life. So yes, I agree with you, JJ. But you know what? People have lots of other reasons why they procrastinate. Let's find out what they had to say.
Yes, let's do it. You're ready for some relatable content?
What's something I procrastinate and why? I don't usually procrastinate, but if I ever procrastinate about something, it's because I don't know how to answer it. So if someone asks me a confusing question or I don't know what to say, sometimes I procrastinate in answering. I eventually answer, but I just like to think of it first. I don't want to offend anyone. I want to make sure that I make the right choices. So that's something I procrastinate about once in a while, not very often.
It's almost not procrastinating because it's so considered. You know what I mean?
Oh, something I procrastinate about would definitely be housework because I would rather be outside. I don't like being inside.
You've got those little birdies there. Of course you want to be outside, Justin.
Yeah, you're like a Disney princess.
What do I procrastinate about? That's always a very good question. Well, I've been trying to write this book for forever. It seems like kind of like a pseudo autobiography, but I just can never seem to get my ass in gear to make this happen. So I guess that would be something, my biggest procrastination. Don't worry, it will happen.
I can't wait. I'm intrigued by that concept of the pseudo autobiography. Yeah. Call me Ishmael.
I procrastinate about everything. It's bad. I think that I tell myself that I perform better under pressure. Sometimes I'm just like lazy, straight up, and just don't want to do it until I have to do it. But yeah, that's probably the main two reasons. I feel like I perform well under pressure because I'm lazy.
That is so relatable. Just the excuses that you make for it too. Just like, oh, it's fine.
Anyone that knows me will tell you that I procrastinate about cleaning. I absolutely hate it, and I don't tend to do it until I can actually see the dirt and grime and dust, and by then it's hideous. So yeah, that's a crutch of mine, and I'm hoping to get over that someday, but it ain't happened yet. So.
Sean, it's too late now. You just embrace who you are.
Well, something I procrastinate, I always wanted to learn how to do or how to make VFX for movies and for visuals in general. And I don't know, it's something about time, maybe insecurity too. But yeah, it's something that I have always procrastinated.
You could totally do it, Carlos. Do you know what I learned at this lady? I learned how to play pickleball.
Hey!
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, it's time that you learn how to vote, right? You vote by clicking on the blue buttons. Click on the blue button that corresponds to your favorite answer. Whoever you thought was like awesome or you totally agreed with or they were funny or, whatever your reason, go ahead and click on that button. If you are on YouTube, there's a link in the chat that will open up the voting window that will enable you to vote for one of these fine video answers and send them to the finals. By the way, this is a new answer, right?
Yeah.
So if you win, it's a $25 answer if you make it to the finals. And if you win the finals, oh my goodness. It's another $100 on top of that. It's $125.
God,
I know.
Oh, we have an answer coming up. Let's see. Oh, just Shan.
Just Shan. Well, you know what? I like being outside. That, to me, it's like, it's almost not procrastinating because you're doing something which is so good for you and so enjoyable and so valuable. Maybe it is procrastinating, like when you got something important to do. But man, anytime, any day. And I don't care what I do. I come up with excuses to be out there. I'm being productive. I'm pulling the weeds. But I just want to be a Disney princess like Just Shin, Fiona.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, I have heard that it's like if you need like the motivation, if you need to like recenter yourself or ground yourself, going outside is good. So yes, it's procrastination, but it's probably the most healthy and helpful form.
I have been told in Japan they call that the forest shower. Take 10 minutes outside in the woods. You'll come back clean and refreshed. Exactly. Right?
Forest.
Right after the show. We'll just go step outside and just breathe.
Yes, for a shower time. Yeah. Well, before we can do that, we have another exciting question coming up. So congratulations, Just Shan. See you in the finale. Now let's do it. Another question coming up. Ooh. What's one skill you wish you learned when you were young?
Well, pickleball, of course, and putting in contact lenses. I had to learn them when I was old. But yeah, this is a good thing, right? Because now that you've got a little bit of perspective, even a youngster like yourself there, JJ, there are probably things that you're like, if only I had learned how to stack cups or 90 miles an hour, something like that, right? That's good. Sometimes things are harder, or that you wish that you were a pro at something now. Tiger Woods said, you want to be I think it was Tiger Woods said, or somebody said it about Tiger Woods, I don't know, but they said that if you wanted to have a great golf swing, you got to go swing the club 10,000 times, right? Anything that you want to be good at, you just got to do it 10,000 times, and whatever it happens to be. And you know what? 10,000 times is a lot of times. And so if you had started when you were young, you could be a great violinist, you could speak a million languages, you could be able to do calculus in your head. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I think the example that you just mentioned, cup stacking, that's very. I remember I went through a cup stacking phase when I was younger, and I just think about if I had just stuck with it, where would I be now?
Exactly. you could have gone to the Olympics.
Exactly. It's gonna happen. Also, the piano. I think I mentioned it before, but I also did piano lessons when I was younger, and now that I'm older, I'm like, that would be so cool. Just break it out at a party, plunk a few keys.
Totally. You should have a keyboard on your desk during the show, and you could just tinkle.
That can be our transition noise. I'm just well, I think we have some answers coming in. So let's see what people wish they'd learned much earlier than now.
You know, I really wish I knew how to do my taxes. That would have been great to learn.
TurboTax. That's how I do mine.
I wish I would have played the guitar better. If I would have been young, I would have spent more time playing. And I would be able to approach the music in a different sense, in a way I've always imagined to.
Is this gaslighting?
But now, I just train to play using my ear.
It's so soulful. I love it. I think you learned.
How to love myself.
We love you. It isn't that enough.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I really want to learn a French language because I think young children are able to learn languages at a faster rate. Thank you.
Totally true.
Yeah. I have a French passport, so I should know how to speak French, but I don't.
A skill I wish I learned when I was younger. I think that'd have to be financial literacy. I wish I would have had a credit card and been shown how to use one at a really young age, and all the sort of aspects that revolve around getting money.
There's an implied criticism in there that I hadn't realized the first time I heard this. What she's really saying is, I wish you.
One thing I wish I learned when I was a kid is gymnastics, because I love watching crime shows and like any TV shows that require a lot of action, and I could have been a stunt woman. Justin Bieber had a stuntman when he was in Law and Order. That could have easily been me. Yeah.
Easily.
Oh, spinning image.
Practically, yeah.
Good answers, good answers.
Wow, that went fast. Voting time, folks. Time to click those blue buttons. That's a skill that you could have right now. If you click the blue button that corresponds to your favorite answer, you will help that person make it to the finals and become our champion of the week. There are blue buttons across the bottom of the screen if you're on BeOnTheAir.com. If you're on YouTube, there is a link in the chat that will pop open a window. And then, you know, you can vote from there. Exactly.
Wow. So yeah, I think this is a good one. We have a wide variety of answers. I think we've covered like musical instruments, financial literacy, languages. They're all like, I think we got a good mix.
Mama. Yeah, she wants to be a stunt woman. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think you could learn this stuff now, or do you really have to start when you're like a little teeny tot? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like in the physical part, I'm not. I feel like it definitely helps to develop the physical flexibility to be a stunt person earlier, because then
and the lack of fear too.
That too. Because
you don't want to get the twisties when you're falling off a cliff, because Justin Bieber got punched in the nose, you know, in a fake scene like for Law and Order. CSVUI something. I don't know.
Got it perfectly.
Dick Wolf. I've lost track.
Yeah, he has a lot of the acronyms, but it's one of those.
Yeah, but we love them all.
We do. Wow, I think this was actually the last question of the week, which means that there's one thing left to do, and it is choose a winner in our final round. No.
Yeah, there we go. So it is the finals. This is where we're going to pick our champion. And the way that we do this is we take all of the semifinalists, the things that you've already voted for, and then we're going to do a quick recap, just so you can remember which ones they are. And then we'll have our final vote. And then after our final vote, we will have the champion of champions, the best of the best, the top gun of QOTD Question of the Day Show, the only game show that
Wow. Big honors. A lot of make sure to vote for this one and vote very carefully, because there's a lot at risk here. There's a lot at stake. So I say let's begin this recap. Let's get into it.
Oh, something I procrastinate about. Would definitely be housework, because I would rather be outside. I don't like being inside.
Yeah, Just Shan is answering question of what's something that you procrastinate about? One of our new questions this week.
To be honest, I don't know what nepotism is, but I would love for Ariana Grande to be my mom.
Thank you for your honesty, Becca. Becca's answering the question. It's like, if you could choose your celebrity parents, who would they be?
So I'm a traveler and I've lived in 5 different countries now, and I would love for my children to have that same desire to go see new countries, experience new cultures, learn new languages, and just feel safe in themselves enough where they feel comfortable to go out into the world and reinvent themselves every time they get to a new place and be able to make new friends everywhere they go.
So London is answering the question, what traits of yours would you like to pass on to
If today was my last day on Earth, I would spend it at Disney World. I would spend every last dime I have at Disney World. I love Disney World, and I haven't been there since I was in high school, so I would definitely spend my day there. And I think it would be awesome. So
Danielle's answering the question, say you should last day on Earth. What would you
Would you rather
spend
go
it?
in a space expedition or a submarine expedition? Me personally, I would choose space, because just the fact that we don't really know much about space, even less than the ocean, and we only discovered about like 10% of the ocean, I will actually, it's more fascinating, you know, to explore space.
All right. Space or the ocean?
I would be a fly on the wall during the Rubber Soul recording sessions with the Beatles. It's my favorite Beatles album, and I do believe that the Beatles are the most influential and important musicians in modern music.
And Spencer's answering the question.
One thing I wish I learned when I was a kid is gymnastics, because I love watching crime shows and like any TV shows that require a lot of action, and I could have been a stunt woman. Justin Bieber had a stuntman when he was in Law and Order. That could have easily been me. Yeah.
What's a skill that you wish that you had learned when you were young? So everybody, it's time to vote for our finalists. There are blue buttons across the bottom of your screen, and if you're on YouTube, then you can click on the link in the chat, which will open up the voting screen, and we can vote for one of these amazing answers and make them the champion of the week of the week. Wow. Vote now.
Vote away.
So interesting. Well, you know, we did have a theme, and the theme was like kind of superpowers, right? Mm-hmm. And so I can see how it all comes together. But
Yeah.
but it's very interesting to think about all the things that you would do and things that you would be and places you would go.
Oh!
So Just Shan wins for what's something that you procrastinate about. It's kind of like the counter example. It's the superpower that you don't have.
Yes.
Unless procrastinating is somehow a superpower if you believe in perhaps fate or destiny or something like that. But congratulations. This was one of our new questions, so she's going to win another $100 on top of that. It's $125. Congratulations, Just Shan. That was pretty awesome.
Making bank.
Yeah. Well, we are now heading into our new week, so a little bit later today we'll be publishing our new questions, starting with Friday. And I don't even know what they are. Do you know what they are? We don't have to know what they are, but if we know what they are, we can say what they are.
I do. Let's go back. 1 second. Oh, spaghetti. 1 second. There we go. Oh. There we go.
Bravo.
Okay. So, as you were saying, so next week our theme is food and fiesta. So we're going into the kitchen for a bunch of questions. We're going to be eating a lot. And then we're also going to be having some parties. We're going to get into some pet party tricks. We're going to be showing off your skills in the kitchen and putting them to the test in a certain competition that we can't name for copyright reasons. And then we're also going to be getting into your top ranking meals, the meals that you want to eat forever, and your favorite meals that you want to, the meals that you want to eat.
So I got to say that with my friends, we spend a lot of time chatting about food, and I'm even like in one of those awful threads where people take pictures of their lunches when they eat out and like send them to each other. I know. It's just
No, it's, I mean, look, my sister runs a food account, and she posts absolutely delicious meals all the time, so I can see the appeal.
All right. Well, listen, everybody, I just want to say thank you on behalf of everybody at Consolidated Wonder, BeOnTheAir.com, and QOTD. Thank you to everybody who's been watching, who's been voting, and particularly to those of you who've been clicking that big red record button and giving us your answers, sharing yourself and your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams, and 30-second answers. My hat's off to you. So thank you very much. For everybody, we will see you next week, Thursday at 1 o'clock for the next big show. And until then, we'll see you on the All Day Show every single day on YouTube, 1 o'clock, or you can come over at any old time to BeOnTheAir.com.
Yes. Bye,
see you on
everyone.
TV.
Yes, see you on TV. Bye, everyone.